I don't think it's a racist insult. I think this rush to call everything racism these days is a bit ridiculous. But I do think it's a classist insult. I think it really originates with Corbynistas who are spectacularly middle class, most of them come from very comfortable bourgeois backgrounds. We're talking about public school Stalinists and kind of, people, home counties, Leninists and so on. And these are people who come from a very nice background, very middle-class background, who just look down their noses at the lower middle-class people or the working classes done good, who have particular views about Brexit, particular views about political correctness. It's just visceral snobbery dressed up as political critique.
And there's been quite an outcry that sort of, if this is an attack on people just for the colour of their skin in a way that you simply couldn't do about someone who was darker skinned. You couldn't compare someone who was darker skinned with any other meat product or any other product, and that would be deemed racist. Why do you think it's not racist?
Because I just think there's too much of a rush to call things racist these days, which I find unnerving. That always worries me. But I just think it's more of it's a mockery, really, I think, out of people who have high blood pressure. So I think, if anything, it's kind of, demeaning to people with high blood pressure who, and it's very interesting that you have these very comfortably brought up, university-educated, usually London-based Corbynistas mocking people effectively for having high blood pressure, probably because they've worked hard all their lives. So there's a great irony to the whole Gammon insult. But I don't think it's racist. I think it really comes from the Hillary Clinton political playbook. She referred to vast swathes of people as deplorables. We know that Emily Thornberry once tweeted that photo of a white van outside a house with the English flag on the windows. These kind of people, the Corbynistas like to think that they are moving beyond that kind of snobby, distant elite, but actually they echo a lot of its prejudices against ordinary people, against Middle England or Daily Mail readers or Sun readers or whoever it might be. They really think these people are trash. If you break it down, that's what they're saying.
So in a way, well, I suppose there should the people who they'd be accused of being gammon should maybe try and appropriate the word, or maybe they'd be like, I don't know, maybe you get accused of culturally appropriating a meat product. I don't know. I can't keep up with what we are and are not allowed to do. I just generally try to break as many rules as possible in any given day. I don't know about you.
I think that's always a good approach. I think a friend of mine told me that someone has started a Twitter hashtag called Gammon Pride. So I think the kind of the reclaiming of the phrase might already be happening. I just think, my view is that there's so much name calling in politics at the moment, and it can be quite.
To be fair, you spit out the word Corbynista with quite a lot of venom.
Yeah, it's for Corbynista, I am usually referring to the kind of inner circle, that kind of very active crowd around Corbyn. I don't mean people who vote for Corbyn, which is, millions of people, although I think they were wrong to do so. But, that very active crowd who have a pretty contemptuous view of many ordinary people. But I do think that no one should take offence at the term gammon. Certainly no one should try to ban it or no platform people who use it. There's nothing. I'm not saying anything like that. All I'm saying is that it's very interesting.
It's telling.
It's very telling. We have this supposedly radical new left who actually really dislike ordinary people.